Alrighty, everyone. It's time for the finale of DSP versus the Internet, episode 40 for November 26, 2023. It's been a good variety of stuff. Let's see what's in store for the final video. Here we go. And please remember, if you like this content, you like the React stuff, please consider becoming a member today. It is members who nominate these videos to be watched every week, and they're the people who keep the channel alive. So thank you. Let's continue.
Mom, there's a giraffe in the shower!
I can make your wildest dreams come true!
Mom, a fucking giraffe!
Damien, I'm not just any giraffe. I'm a magical giraffe. I can grant you wishes.
Oh crap, she must have left for work early. Wait,
This is like my old videos. Only this one got 4.8 million views. But this is like the kind of crap that I used to put out for like the game Hateful Truth game reviews, right? It's the same terrible filmmaking, terrible acting, right? This is what I used to do. This is pretty much as bad as Project 7, right? So there you go. All right, so other people did it, only they got 4.8 million views on there. So there you go. All right.
you can grant me wishes? What kind of wishes?
Anything that you want. It's easy.
And how does this wishing come about?
If you back out of here and give me some room, I can show you.
Okay. Now how can this wish come about?
Well, you just have to think and imagine your wish inside your head.
So that's it?
That's the imagining part. Do you see my tail? That's where the magic comes out of. So you have to rub it up and down until the magic comes out.
All right, I've seen enough. Let's go on to the next video. Now I understand why it's 5 million views. It's completely stupid. Weatherman finds a creative way to quit his job, then gets sued. Okay, let's see what this is.
50 marathons in 1 year. The marathon goddess is going to be here in the studio with us to tell us more about the motivation behind her goal. Jimmy.
Hi guys, I just met her. Yeah, fantastic. She has some nice titties.
What the fuck?
All right, titty shoes. All right, let's check in with weather. We'll have a forecast for you coming up that you will not believe. It's not winter-like weather at all. More on that in just a few minutes.
I'm Rebecca Hall. Coming up in sports, the Lakers turn a big corner today. Plus, the Clippers hosting the Pistons. The KTLA 5 Sunday edition.
He got sued for that, huh?
And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday edition. I'm Rick Chambers.
And I'm Mary Beth McGee. We're going to go right back to Jim and find out what is in store weather-wise for the coming week. Lots of sunshine, Jim, right?
Yes, lots of sunshine out there and tennis shoes. There you go. All right, checking in with weather. We have a...
I don't... Wait. Now I'm really confused. They didn't take him off the show? They kept him there to do the report after he said that. Was anyone paying attention? Were they not watching their own broadcast to see what he said? Would you not pull him off the show immediately and be like, okay, we can't trust this guy. We'll have to do the weather later. This guy's nuts. Like, what the... Huh? They just acted like nothing happened. Yeah, let's trust him. What's funny is it says that he quit and then he got sued over that. Stupid. Anyway. All right, here we go. Xbox 360 ad. Standoff. I feel like I've seen this before. I think I've seen this ad before. I swear I've seen that before. I don't know if I saw it on TV, but I know I've seen that ad before.
The mass shoplifting that stripped the shelves of your favorite box stores. And
from 4 months ago, Seattle looks to crack down on organized retail theft with a new plan. I've told you guys about this, that theft out here is insanely high. And we're actually the #1 ranked state for theft overall per person. So for the amount of people we have living here, we have more theft per person than any other state in the country. So let's see what this was. This is from 4 months ago, a news report.
Way everyday items isn't random. Federal agents say retail theft is getting organized by international crime lords.
Well, with Seattle police reporting that they don't have the manpower to respond to all these calls, local safety officials are stepping up with some new solutions. Fox 13's AJ Jannable is live in Seattle near a place that data...
Why does this guy look so cocky? Look at this guy. Hold on. Look at his face. What's wrong with this guy? He looks like some fucking really like cocky asshole. Oh, God, you're asking me for... Look at him. What the fuck?
This is the worst spot for retail theft in the city. So, AJ, what can exactly be done about this issue?
Brian, in 2022, this area right here, Rainier Valley Square, had about 700 calls for service for shoplifting. In just a few minutes that we've been here, I saw several incidents in some of the stores here behind me. Speaking with employees, they tell me something has to change, and what city officials are saying is with new resources, that can happen. A seemingly unstoppable crime.
Growing into an exorbitant issue that we really don't know how to get a handle on.
Derek Pinder is the assistant manager for Simply Seattle. He says on any given day, he'll have 3 to 5 people come into the store trying to shoplift.
Yep.
There's no real consequences for their actions.
Exactly.
So it's just continuing to expand.
Meanwhile, Seattle city leaders say retail crime is becoming more sophisticated, with online marketplaces, illegal street markets and storefronts, and stolen goods shipped across the world. Even federal agencies like Homeland Security say Mexican cartels are getting involved. In 2022, Seattle police spent more than 18,500 hours on retail theft calls. That equals a year's worth of work for 9 officers.
For what?
Seattle police say due to...
I couldn't understand what he said. It cut off at 9 blah, blah.
Staffing and resources, they can't properly investigate retail theft organizations. They can't properly investigate cases. They can't even do in-custody interviews with suspects.
Organized retail crime impacted Seattle the 8th most of any city in the nation.
Tuesday, the Public Safety and Human Services Committee talked about how they can crack down on this growing issue. A new report from the city's auditor provides 7 steps to meet this goal, including working with outside law enforcement, updating antiquated retail theft programs created in the 80s, and going after known spots in the city for stolen goods sales.
And I got one. How about you have cops show up and arrest people? You've thought about that? Like the cop shows up, there's a report of shoplifting. They walk in, they see the person with the stolen good, and they arrest them. They bring them to jail, and then they make them stay there as a punishment for breaking the law. When did this become so complicated exactly, right? Like, we have laws in place that say this is illegal. But if you don't enforce the law and have a punishment for breaking it, then what's the point of having the law? You might as well just make it legal to steal. Because that's the problem. We have laws that say you can't just walk into a building and take something and leave. But what's happening here, at least where I live, is people come in with a backpack or a duffel bag or anything. They just walk right in, and they walk through the store, and they go just like this. On the right, they go zoop into the bag, and they zip it up, and they walk right out the door. Now, if an employee tries to stop them, they're told not to. You can't do that. You can't touch the person. You can't do anything. Don't escalate, right? If law enforcement gets involved and gets called and someone gets caught in the act, which has happened, okay, here's what happens. Okay, come with me. You know, your investigation for stealing, come with me. They take them somewhere private, whether it's the room upstairs with the cameras to prove that they're stealing, or they'll go outside or whatever, and they'll say, okay, now open your bag. So they make them open the bag. Okay? Okay, so here's the stolen goods. And here's literally what they do. They take the stolen goods out. They say, okay, you're free to go. Sometimes they'll take down your information so they know where you live. And they say, you're free to go. No arrest. Bye. So what happens? The person leaves. They go to the next store. And in the next store, the cop's not there. And then they steal and they walk out the door and they get away with it. And they say crime rings. There are crime rings. They've actually found here in Seattle area actual homes. The entire house is full of stolen goods. So they're renting out homes, and all these people are getting paid to go steal. And the more that they steal, they get commission, like basically on the theft. And it just gets put into this home, and then that home resells online or sells on the black market, whatever it may be. It's a whole thing. It's like, so how did you think, what did you think would happen when you made it that police cannot arrest a thief? Did you think that the thieves would just magically decide it was morally wrong to do it and would leave? No. If you don't have enforcement of the law will never be abided by. So what the fuck did these lawmakers and people in power think would happen when they cut the balls off of all the police here 3.5 years ago? They said you can't pursue anyone. If someone's driving away from a crime, can't pursue them. Take down their license plate number, hopefully figure out where they live, and try to get them at their house. But you cannot pursue them as they're leaving a crime. Too risky. Could put people into danger, right? When you see the theft, we don't have the means to book people and put them into jail for theft, so just take this product back, get their information, and kick them off. Like, what? This will never stop crime. What person brainstormed this and thought, let's make it so police can't police, right? And that's what we have here. That's why we're the #1 state for theft. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Helps give us the game plan to come to terms and to grips with this problem that is facing our downtown and facing merchants all over the city of Seattle.
For people like Pinder, who deal with this issue every day, he says something has to change.
There's no real consequences for their actions, so it's just continuing to expand.
Officials are saying that these organized retail theft groups are able to get away with about $40 billion annually, which costs you about $500 a year in increased costs. Seattle police say they will work with the city to incorporate these new steps. For a full list, or a full look rather, at that report, go to Fox.
And that's the problem. When the theft, because you say, oh, it's innocent, no one gets hurt by that. Only the corporation can absorb the cost. It's fine. No, here's what happens. Taxes go up and the cost of goods goes up to account for it. So you think it's not a big deal until you go to the store and everything's more expensive and you're paying for that, right? And we're all suffering for it right now. No exaggeration, all right? Before all this began 3.5 years ago, okay, I would go to the grocery store and every week I would buy a similar amount of groceries and I would spend a certain amount. It would be the same every week. Now, the modern day, if I go to the grocery store and I fill my cart with exactly the same groceries, it is around 33%, 1/3 more expensive than it was 3.5 years ago. There's no economy on earth that it makes sense that your cost increases by 1/3 in 3 years. This is why, right here. This is one of the major reasons why this is happening. Okay? All right, let's continue. And by the way, I see that a tip did come in, and as I told you guys, I will do shout-outs after the parts end. So once the show ends, we will do shout-outs at the end. Thank you for that. Okay. Who is Krampus? Only 2 minutes. I wonder if we can watch National Geographic. Oh. So, according to German folklore, the Krampus will pay a visit to naughty children the evening of December 5th. Okay. Said to be the son of the Norse goddess Hel, who rules over the realm of the dead. This Christmas devil comes to punish children who have misbehaved. So Santa rewards you if you've behaved, and he punishes you if you misbehaved. Krampus punishes you if you misbehaved, excuse me. Krampus is typically depicted as a half-goat, half-demon. It derives its name from the word Krampus, meaning claw in Old German. Yikes. Krampus carries chains and birch sticks to whip children into shape. Oh my god. It beats the shit out of children. And a sack which to carry them to the underworld. So it kidnaps children and brings them to hell. Originally a pagan figure, Krampus was tied to Christian celebrations of St. Nicholas. Right. He's the... Just like whenever there's a good, there has to be an opposing antithesis evil, right? A dark and a light. So for St. Nick, who's the good guy who rewards kids with toys and good things if you're good, Krampus is the one that takes you to hell if you're bad. The two came to represent the balance. I just said that. Now, wait a minute. I could have written this. I just said that. How dare you repeat me? Oh my god, that is terrifying. Look at this. Look at the masks they're wearing. Krampus Nacht or Krampus Night is celebrated in parts of Central and Eastern Europe. Yikes. Including Austria, Germany, and the Czech Republic. Celebrations involve exchanging Krampus carton or Krampus cards. Dressing up in elaborate costumes. And of course, frightening children. Did you see that? The mother, the kid was crying her eyes out scared. The mother reached past her daughter and started petting the Krampus's head. Oh my god. Oh. Let's continue. Oh my god.
Hello, Wildcats. This is Weber Cooks. And today we're doing chili cheese nachos. We start with a can of chili and open it up. And then the cheese sauce, we just take off the lid and we pop these both in the microwave. And
what?
We set the microwave.
What is he doing? Why is he doing it like that? He should get a big bowl and combine them and then nuke them together. Why does he have them separate in the microwave at the same time? This isn't even how you use a microwave. You're supposed to have one thing in the center being warmed, not two completely separate things. In addition, those things are going to be steaming hot. When he goes to take them out, he's going to burn his fucking hands off. Yeah, this is a joke video. There's no way this is real. This is nonsense, right? This is a joke video. People are saying it's a classic. Is it really? I've never seen this stuff.
We'll put them in a bowl and mix it up, and we'll have a dip for 3 to 6 people.
This is definitely fake. You can tell how it's staged, how it's filmed. Completely fake. 100%.
Okay, the things are done. You got to be careful because the cheese sauce is really hot and the chili is hot also. We mix them both together and you open this up and have some on a plate, and there you have it, a dip that will satisfy a small group.
He's not even looking at the camera, and he didn't even stir it. There's this weird stuff that's on YouTube, that's like legacy YouTube content. It's like, what the fuck am I watching? This isn't real. There's no way this is a serious video. Why was this created? Right? Why does this have to exist? Can we erase this off of YouTube so we don't have to ever watch it again? It serves no purpose. Wait, what? What was that? Wait a minute. Hold on a second here. The Theater of Evolution. I don't even know if this is a video in the playlist, actually. I don't recognize this one. Hold on. Because what happens is sometimes it'll go through the entire... Oh, no, this is in there. Oh, I know what this is. Okay, I know what this is. Let's go. I know what this is. Never mind. I got fooled.
I'll never forget one time I went to the movies and one of my seats was next to and I kept smelling just straight up ass. It was nobody right there, but it was, you know, when you first go into a theater, they clean it. And I just kept smelling booty, a booty aroma. And I'm just looking around and I'm like, where the fuck is this ass coming from? And I kept like trying to smell each seat, not like put my nose to it, but I kept trying to like sniff each seat to see like where the fuck is this ass
I
coming
like
from?
that someone animated it. This is great. They animated it and they got music playing to build it up. This is great.
I don't want to sit in ass. And then I guess I can't believe somebody was sitting in the theater with just, it's almost like they didn't have ass cheeks and it was just straight anus that was sitting on the seat. Like they had diarrhea, like had hot chili fries. Ass exploded on the seat and they just sat there the whole movie just rubbing it in between their cheeks with hair.
Look at this guy. He's getting electrocuted. He's like, what is he talking about? What?
If you're going to evolve with time, your mind also has to evolve. And instead of doing that, you stayed in one boxed-in area. Not even an octagon with 8 sides. You're just 4 ways. At the end of the day, you're just another basic ass nigga in America. And for that, wholeheartedly, I'm gonna have to crack your gym.
Wow. Whoa. Look at this.
What you doing?
This is what modern Five Nights at Freddy's looks like.
What you doing? Why are you hiding?
There's blood coming off the wall to the right. It's creepy. Oh, geez. Yeah, look. Holy crap. That's crazy. Like, that was legit weird and way scarier than real Five Nights at Freddy's, right? Like, Five Nights at Freddy's sucks. That was actually pretty creepy. The way it was filmed and everything. Well, I think it was animation. So the way it was done with the filter and, the, you know, that was I legit scary. Huh. It's over, right? Yeah, look. It's done. And it had misdirection. Because you thought that that was the guy in front of you was going to be the scare, but it was to the left. Huh.
Protein is not protein. For example, did you know that 30 grams of protein from one food could build less muscle than 30 grams of protein from another food?
Yes.
Or in a person who requires a minimum of 50 grams of protein a day for healthy body function, 50 grams of protein from this would not actually meet their protein needs. This is important because the body requires protein for all kinds of things to stay healthy, anything from building bones to making hormones. And data from NHANES suggests that 40% of Americans aren't even hitting their minimum protein requirements. Okay, so how can 30 grams of protein not be 30 grams of protein? Well, we absorb and utilize certain proteins better than others.
Correct. For example, and I learned this way late in life, which I wish that I had known it earlier. Everyone says take vitamins, right? Take vitamins, they'll work. Actually, they don't the way you think. A lot of the times, if you take a vitamin, a multivitamin, or like, you ever seen that airborne stuff? It's like concentrated vitamins. You put it, it's a fizzy, and it becomes a drink. You drink it. Your body won't process that right. What happens is it'll take it in, and most of it will go right through your body and never absorb, and just goes right back out when you use the bathroom. But if you have vitamins in food and drink, and that's naturally being absorbed and digested properly, then you will get those nutrients. So there's a difference in how your body absorbs various intake methods. So this makes sense. If you're eating it in a certain way, your body will be able to take in more than a different way. And it sounds to me what he's saying is animal proteins will be absorbed better than plant proteins.
There's a scoring system called DIAS, recognized by the FAO, that tells you the quality of a protein. Animal proteins like cow's milk, boiled eggs, beef, and chicken breast are all considered high quality proteins
Totally
because
makes
they're
sense.
very digestible and have high amounts of all the essential amino acids.
Right, gotcha.
Plant protein powders like soy or pea are of a lower rank, but are still good quality proteins.
Okay.
Another good ranked protein is baked chickpeas. However, many plant proteins, for example rice, lentils, peanuts, almonds, and wheat, are considered poor quality proteins.
That's way
People
less.
often just assume 18 grams of protein from chicken is the same as 18 grams of protein from lentils.
Okay, so here you go. What they're showing you here is the equivalent of what you would have to eat. That these are all equivalent. Okay, a whole chicken breast, 3 eggs, 3 whole eggs, a peanut butter sandwich, or a giant pile of white beans. Like, that's a lot of beans are all the same amount. So that's way different, right? I would say the least there is obviously the chicken breast, then probably the eggs. It's in order of the size of the portion. So that's very interesting, actually.
Or a peanut butter sandwich or some eggs. But here's something you might find surprising. 50 grams of protein per day is the minimum protein requirement for adults. And if you look here, most of these 103 countries get most of their protein from plants, and they're hitting their 50 grams a day just fine.
Okay.
But plant proteins aren't digested as well. So if you incorporate the digestibility of the proteins, far more countries are just under the 50 gram requirement. Now, if you account for the fact that many plant proteins don't provide enough of one or more of the essential amino acids, and therefore that protein can't be fully utilized, then it turns out that none of these 103 countries are hitting the 50 gram protein requirement.
And how much do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet that if you compared and you looked at other factors like sodium intake, fat intake, that's sky high. So we're taking in protein, but we're not digesting it and using it the way it's supposed to be. Instead, we're substituting the protein with other things that we don't really need. Excessive amounts of sugars, fats, and sodium. And that's what we're putting into our stomachs, and our bodies are adjusting. But take a look at the average American. Why? Because you're not giving your body the protein, you're giving it everything else it doesn't need, so it just stores it in excess. That's
now,
fascinating.
these countries could certainly hit 50 grams of utilizable protein by simply eating a lot more plant protein. In developed countries, we simply eat a bunch of protein in total, so this is less of an issue. But research suggests that protein quality may still matter. In a study looking at height of men in 105 countries, they found that in developing countries, the height of men correlated with protein quantity. Unsurprisingly, the challenge in developing countries is having access to enough protein. However, in developed countries where people eat plenty of protein, the quality of the protein they were eating is what mattered for height.
In 15 public schools in Brooklyn, we will be instituting Meatless Mondays.
Let's hope Mayor de Blasio at least adds an extra soy protein shake to lunches on Monday, especially considering another March 2021 study looking at 187 Polish children found that children not eating meat, a high-quality protein, were 3 centimeters shorter and had weaker bones.
Wow.
Protein quality comes down to amino acids. We don't just need protein, we need all the 9 essential amino acids that protein source provides, and they each have important functions. Just to name 2, leucine is a very important amino acid for muscle growth, and tryptophan is a precursor for making the hormones melatonin and serotonin. So DIAS scores are considering how much and how absorbable the essential amino acids in a food are. Here's an easy example. Say you're trying to gain muscle in the gym. Both leucine and essential amino acid content are important for that. Soy and pea protein powders do have a decent amount of well-digested amino acids, but still, to match the leucine content and essential amino acid content of 25 grams of whey protein, you need 40 grams of soy protein or 38 grams of pea protein. This protein quality issue may be why this study found that women not eating meat have less muscle mass than women who do eat meat, even though they ate the same total grams of protein.
There you go. And so it's makes total sense. Like, if you look at certain countries, they say that, you know, over in like China, that statistically, if you look at the population, a lot of people are very short. And the reason is because just in history, there hasn't been enough food to really go around with the amount of people there and the amount of population. So they end up eating way more grains, rice, that kind of stuff. So they get the protein, but they're not getting the high quality protein that they need, and they're not absorbing it properly, and therefore they're not growing as big. As opposed to in other countries where it's readily available, those people end up being much taller and having more muscle mass. It makes sense. It all makes sense, you know? And so these people who say they want vegan or vegetarian lifestyles, listen, that's okay, but you got to be sure that you're basically doing it right, right? It's not, oh, I need this certain amount of grams of protein. You got to be careful to make sure you're eating the right amount and you're digesting it properly and you're getting out of it what you need. Can you imagine if you're someone who's a vegetarian or you grew up vegetarian? What about a kid whose parents are vegetarian, so they make the kid be vegetarian, and now the whole life of the kid, that kid is only getting plant proteins and they're not eating enough because the parents don't know this, and then the kid ends up being like really short and weak and the bones are brittle because they didn't get everything they needed when they were growing up. They're not down the protein density and stuff. Man, this is a super important video. 4.1 million views. This is a really good video. Like, this is one, I mean, we're done for now, but this is definitely one why I would enjoy watching the whole thing and learn. This is total education on how all this works, right? It's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So, anyway, everyone, thank you so very much. I do want to say thanks. That is it for DSP versus the internet for this week. I want to say congratulations to those of you who did receive some new memberships this week. You'll be eligible now to nominate the videos for next week, which I hope you will do. The more the merrier. Thanks and congratulations to everyone who got their videos watched this week. And what I would say is, please, let's continue in the holiday spirit of Christmas time and stuff like that. I'd love to see more videos about Christmas, and, you know, maybe even like food and baking and shopping and Christmas traditions and all kinds of stuff related to that in the next month, because we got 1 month until Christmas, okay? So it's a good time of the year for that, for sure. But everyone here live, you guys have been an absolutely great audience. I appreciate all of you being here and chilling and relaxing and engaging and supporting. And for those watching on demand, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll join us next week. We do this every Sunday right here live on DSP Reacts. Final thing, if you would like to support the channel, please consider becoming a member today. That is the absolute best way to support. If you are an Ultra member, we will guaranteed watch your video next week. If you are a Super member, you can ask questions like we did for the Q&A segment. And if you're a Standard member, your videos will be submitted into these playlists and randomized, and you get a chance of getting watched, all right? So, thank you very much, everyone. For DSP versus the internet, this is DSP signing off. I'll see you all next week. Peace out, happy holidays, and see you later.